Hey DC superhero girls, how's it going? It's This Week in Comics, where I'll be talking about This Week in Comics. So, what did I pick up this week? I picked up 4 books, and they are as follows. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 6. I don't have that rehearsed. Let's see. Unstoppable Wasp number 8. Wonder Woman number 71. And Avengers number 19. And let's get started with Wonder Woman number 71. And let's see, we pick up with the last part of their 3-part story, Love is a Battlefield. Now, I can't wait for the next story arc, which is called Sex is a Weapon, and then following up with Running with the Shadows of the Night. Those are going to be great story arcs. So essentially, we're kind of picking up where we left off with, let's see, Wonder Woman and the god Atlantides, who it was kind of like she was kind of like mucking with everyone's emotions and causing them to like fulfill their greatest desires. And then after a while, everyone's like, "Well, wait, we all did that, and that really screwed everything up for us." Where they were kind of facing off. What's interesting is they kind of like settle things peacefully, which is pretty typical for Wonder Woman, and it doesn't get to really get played around with much. Well, it's because it's superheroes and action, so you obviously go for the action stuff. But it's kind of settled really nice. One of the kids of one of the people, particularly, I think the couple from the first scene in this story arc, shows up, and they kind of help settle things really nicely. Meanwhile, we got that whole story arc with figuring out what's going on with the Amazons and all the gods apparently on Earth, and that is intermingled with this piece right here. I think we're going to see this goddess again. Essentially, the child asks if you're a boy or a girl. Apparently, character is gender neutral. I didn't really pick up on that until just now, because the character has basically kind of been drawn pretty feminine for the most part. But I guess that does make sense if I go back and take a look at some of the stuff. Let's see. Atlantides and Wonder Woman flirt a little bit here. Now she's still hanging out with Steve, so she's obviously not really participating too much, but you can kind of tell she's tempted by Atlantides. Anyway, we go back to the main focus where she realizes hey, we got this Colossus thing. I better go help out. And it kind of ends right there. She knocks it down and it gets back up again. So we're kind of digging a little bit further into this. Let's see. G. Willow Wilson has been doing this thing where she's been having these small story arcs kind of build into this larger one. This is no different from that. This is a pretty good solid issue, and I'm curious to see where we're going with the whole gods on Earth thing that she's been building. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 Ram chips. The art's really great, and I'd say it's a pretty solid issue. I probably wouldn't recommend this as a jumping on one unless you're really good at jumping on. Probably maybe go to issue 69 and then go back to here. All right, let's go to Spider-Man, Miles Morales Spider-Man number 6. And this is from the usual team of Saladin Ahmed and Javier Garin. And Ahmed has been doing this great thing with Spider-Man, where Miles seems to be in a position that Peter Parker was in the 80s comics, where he's gotten over his first few years of crap he had to do and figure out who he is, and now he's kind of building onto that. That kind of feels like this. This does remind me a lot of 80s Spider-Man. It may have something to do with the fact that he is at Brooklyn Vision's Academy. He's away at school, which is kind of like a college. And I don't know, it just reminds me of Peter's college years. This story focuses on Starling, who is a vigilante out to kill Tombstone. And of course she, after tussling around with Miles, they kind of start, flirting a little bit. And also Miles realizes that, she has a sense of morality. She's just not some mindless killer or anything like that. Um, anyway, she takes off. We get to kind of revisit a little bit what's going on in Miles' status quo. And then he and his girlfriend actually have a serious talk. She's getting the sense that, hey, I'm not really that much of a priority to you. You need to kind of share your life with me. Otherwise, I don't know what we're doing. And he's not ready to share the whole Spider-Man thing with her. So they kind of call it quits. And I'm sure it has nothing to do with flirting with the sexy bird woman at all. Anyway, speaking of her, Miles tracks her back to where she is, and she has found out where Tombstone is hiding. They have this really cool fight, with this henchman and Tombstone himself. They beat him pretty handily, where she is going to drop him right in the ocean and kill him. But that's one of the things that Miles is not going to put up with. So he weds himself to Tombstone, telling her hey, look, you're killing him, you're killing me, and he kind of makes a pretty deep bet there that she will kind of not do that. So, but it did pay off. There's a really cool scene after that where we get to learn a little bit about Starling's backstory. And if you decide to pick this book up, I won't blow that for you. That's a really interesting scene. But that leads Miles to go seek his uncle. So we're going to go from there. Excellent book. I love this a lot. Boy, this brings back a lot of old school Spider-Man memories to me. I dig Miles and his situation and his life. Yeah, it is reminiscent of Peter, but it does have such a strong personality of itself. I really do feel like I'm really getting a new character with that kind of sense of nostalgia mixed in. It's a little bit like Miss Marvel, really. Really dig this. Great book. 5 out of 5 Ram chips. Go check it out. All right, what's my next book? Next book is Unstoppable Wasp. And hold on, man. I don't know why people with loud bass drive as slow as fucking possible. Why don't you just drive fast like everyone else? All right. Hey, Jeremy Whitley, and let's see, Gorohaya? Sorry, I can't. I have been told how to pronounce it in the past, and I've forgotten about it, and I apologize. So anyway, Nadia is getting over her... I shouldn't say getting over, because that implies it's done. She's learning to deal with her bipolar problem. At the same time, they're doing this whole big expo, and Winter Soldier and Mockingbird are investigating and following up the situation with the messages she's been getting from her real mother. And there's some real cute scenes going on here with the girl scientists essentially demonstrating what they've been working on, speaking to plants and teleporters and some crazy crap like that, the standard sci-fi stuff. Which, I don't know, I guess in Marvel is everyday stuff, I got a teleporter, whoa, big deal. But it would blow everybody's minds in our world. But this is kind of stuff that's not everyday practiced, so I could definitely see why. Where are we here? Anyway, they were trying to figure out... Oh, yeah, they get this... They go to the Red Room, and they find this tape marked WS for Jim Lee's Wildstorm. Or Winter Soldier. And they kind of realize it's been a big trap with these creepy robot girls. Oh, let's see. And essentially, also, the trap is... let's see, the trap is also kind of going over to Nadia and the girls because, Nadia's been called away and, it's this creepy guy. And Whirlwind shows up to attack Jan, and the Hive show up through one of the teleporters. So yeah, this is a big attack that they're heading off. Obviously, Whitley is finishing up the arc here, and I have some ideas as to where he's building to, and oh boy, I'm getting ready for it. So, this is really exciting. I love this book a lot. I'm really sorry to hear it's closing up shop again for the second time. Marvel apparently pays a little more attention to their sales figures on their floppies. But a lot of their titles do better in trade. I don't know why they don't like refocus their calculations through that. Because apparently a lot of people have been digging this book, have been buying it in trade rather than skipping the single issues. And I guess it's too late to tell you should buy the single issues to help the book. But when this comes out in trade, you should really buy the trades to show Marvel, like, hey, this is a supported character in a supported series. But all in all, 5 out of 5 RAM chips. Excellent book. Okay, now let's finish up with Avengers number 19. And this is from Jason Aaron and Ed McGuinness. And this is a tie-in to that big War of the Realms thing that Marvel's been doing by Jason Aaron. I haven't been picking it up because I've been trying not to pick up big event books because it's like a whole lot of extra money in books and stuff like that. And it almost feels like homework. This stuff should be fun, not homework. But oddly enough, it doesn't tie too deeply into it. We get to see Gorilla Man's perspective during these events. We start with him having a secret meeting with Ursa Major, who apparently has been a spy for Black Panther, spying on the Russians, which is really cool. I didn't suspect that at all. That's a nice reveal. And we get to see, of course, Gorilla Man's viewpoint on the various characters in Marvel right now, and how he really respects the hell out of all of them. And of course, we get to kind of tie into a scene in one of the issues of War of the Realms where he gets something done that Black Panther needs, and he has to fight a whole bunch of Dark Elves to get that. Meanwhile, he is kind of like hearing voices from the god, the essential like thing they're like all like hanging out in. Apparently it's not completely dead, and also he is apparently been tempted by Dracula, so it's very possible he may betray all the Avengers he likes so much. Really interesting that he doesn't use this too much to tie into the big War of the Realms thing he's doing. He's actually doing a lot of setting up for future story arcs. That's really cool. It makes this a lot more fun for me to read for a person who's not reading the War of the Realms. And I'm tempted to read War of the Realms. It does look like fun. I have heard a lot of good word of mouth about it. I mean, usually in the second or third issue of these event books, when they're not doing well, you kind of hear about it. And I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about it. So maybe I will check it out. Do you think I should check it out? Leave a comment below and tell me if you're reading it and I'm missing out. I can go back and pick up the first 3 or 4 issues right now. Anyway, time to finish up with my comic of the week. And my comic of the week is Miles Morales Spider-Man number 6. This was kind of a toss-up between Wasp number 8 and this one. But, man, this really nailed it for me. I love this series month to month, just like some of the others I buy. But, man, this is always a fun read to pick up. The art's gorgeous, the writing is on point, and I just can't say enough nice things about it. Great stuff. So pick it up. All right, I think that's it for now, and we're going to be talking about more comic book stuff in the near future. I have a couple of scripted reviews I want to do, and I have some Red Knight announcements coming soon, so look out for that stuff. You can like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I have been told by some of my subs that they didn't see my videos in their subs, and they had to kind of like look me up to find them. So if you don't want to miss a video, hit the notification bell. You'll be double notificated, I guess. You can support the channel on Patreon, and also you can follow me on various social media sites, Twitter, Facebook, and such. Also, I'm on Instagram. So, hey, that was fun. Push the button, Lindsay.
They don't play the song on the radio. They don't show that it's